all. I'm delighted to be here with you and to have the chance to share with you our experience of VR and the Swiss Music Prize. I would like to thank World VR Forum for the invitation and the organization of these big events. My goal today is to provide you some background about the Swiss Music Prize and its communication strategy, to explain why we decided to develop a VR project and what were its objectives. Jonathan, the film director, will then share with you the main challenges and reaction of the artist. I will finally conclude with feedback from the public and our learnings. The Swiss Music Prize has been launched by the Federal Office of Culture in 2014. It aims to push for the talented professional musicians independently of their domain, from jazz to pop, from electronic music to rock, from contemporary music to classics. The selection is made in 2 steps. First of all, an independent federal jury selects 15 musicians for the Swiss Music Prize with 25,000 prize per artist. And from this selection, 1 winner from the Swiss Grand Prix Awards for music receive 100,000 Swiss francs. This important amount should be seen as a support for creation. The 3 main criteria for the Swiss Music Prize are innovation, the capacity the musicians have to question their art and to reinvent themselves constantly during their career, quality, and the national and international reputation, not necessarily by a wide public, but mainly in a specific scene. Since its creation in 2014, the prize built a solid reputation among the Swiss music scene. We further benefited of a very large media coverage, especially at the occasion of the ceremony, where the Swiss Minister of Culture awards the winner of the Swiss Grant Award. One of our objectives for the prize is that musicians awarded by the Swiss Music Prize are known by a wider public. We will be able to reach this objective only if the Swiss Music Prize itself is known and renewed. We set up a communication strategy, including a YouTube channel with films, interviews, social media strategy, and a newspaper. This year, we have the opportunity to launch the prize in Paris. This is a good opportunity for 2 reasons. One is to give the opportunity to some artists awarded to be produced in France. And the second is to communicate in Switzerland about an event in Paris. We all know that we sometimes give more interest and more credit when we hear that something has an echo abroad. To communicate about this new event and to ensure a good coverage in France by French journalists and music professionals, we decided to leverage a new technology, the VR movie. We called the event in Paris Swiss Music Prize Immersion. We sent the invitation, including a cardboard, in France to professionals of the Swiss music business and journalists, as a teaser for the live shows, and in Switzerland for people of the creative and music journalists to invite them to see the VR movie through the cardboard. This VR project gave us the opportunity to communicate about the diversity of the artists awarded, as well as to create a proximity with the public, to communicate about an event happening somewhere else, and to focus on the main values of the prize, which are quality and innovation. We worked very closely with Jonathan Dro from Wall to choose the musician as well as to choose the location, where the VR could make sense, and also with Noémie Gigax, our graphic designer, to fit with the graphic identity of the prize. Jonathan, could you please share with us what the main challenges and reaction of the artists.
Thank you, Martine. Thank you to the World VR Forum for having us on stage. So the first challenge we had making this movie for the Swiss Music Prize was, of course, the awareness, because we chose the 8 artists between 45 people, I think. And yeah, it came from the young pop music group till the old man who is doing classical music, an 80 years old guy. So we had to explain them what was VR, what that could bring to them, what was the power of having them in this movie. And yeah, it was quite funny. We had, of course, difficulties with some, but with some it was quite obvious because they were young and they knew exactly how it worked. So that was the first challenge. And I think as a VR content creator, our first role is to teach the mass on how it could work, what it could bring to the market as a marketing purpose, or for just having visibility also on the social network, on the web, or just for living something different. So that was the first thing. Second was the location. Since the artists don't live necessarily in Switzerland, we have to find places that fits with their heart. So again, with some of them, like Colin Vallon, he knew exactly where he would like to be filmed. We were in Thun at the Moka. But for others, it was less obvious, like Nadia Reis. We have to find a place that fit with her heart. So we find the forest in Bern. And she sang inside the forest with Markus Flückiger and his accordion, so it was quite funny. And yes, we were also in the Kunsthalle in Bern. So different location that fits with the artist world, let's say. So it was the second challenge, let's say. The last one was distribution. As Martine told you, we went for 1,000 cardboards. We knew that the cardboard's quality is quite hard to reach. To do this, we developed a web based on the Web VR. I know someone told about Web VR just before. It's a really powerful platform. I think it's the best one to develop application for the web, for VR. Of course, the quality is one of the main problem yet, diffusing the VR content on the web. So I would say it was the biggest challenge for me to have this movie on the web with quite good quality. Finally, we developed also an application for GVR, not only cardboard, but like today in the Swiss market or in Paris during the exposition, we have 2 devices with a custom-made application that allows the viewer to just put the headset and see the movie like right away without having to touch the pad and to change the video. So it was also, I think, a big plus for this project. So for my part, I think it's done. But if you have technical questions or stuff like that later, I will be more than happy to answer to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan. So the feedbacks of the people who saw the movie in VR were very positive, and the wow effect worked. And I was actually surprised to see how many people never tried before this technology, even for people from the culture. I think that people who saw the movie, especially if they never tried before, will remember their experience. I have also noticed that some didn't try it and made the effort to construct the cardboard because maybe of skepticism, fear, or laziness. On the other hand, the new VR device on Facebook, which is very performant, gave us the opportunity to spread the film beyond the invitation, which was a great success. Next week, we will launch the prize in Paris. We will show the film, as Jonathan said before, with a Gear VR. We are looking forward to see how the public will react. For the future, our perception is that VR is probably a great way to enlarge the audience and is a fantastic way to renew the way of doing video clips, to give the opportunity to anyone to see a concert from the first row or to visit the backstage, and perhaps a new way to make money, avoiding middlemen. The impulse to create a new VR content should, however, probably need to come to one mastering the technology and not the artists themselves. I encourage you to make your own opinion of the Swiss Music Prize immersion, either by going to our website, swissmusicprize.ch/VR, as written there, or by visiting the Swiss Pavilion where Jonathan is presenting the film with his company, Wall. Thank you very much for your attention.